Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here. Happy New Year's if you see this one today or in the morning. Wanted to shout out to everybody out there. Hopefully you have a happy and safe New Year's Eve celebration and kick off 2020 in proper style. Whether it's at home on the couch with a nice glass of wine or if you're out partying, whatever it is, just stay safe, have fun, and we will see you guys in 2020. But it is a new week in the world of Destiny, so I wanted to come out here and talk to you guys, cover a couple things for the week, just to give you guys a couple pointers. It is a calmer week this week, as it is our final one before we kick off the new stuff starting next week, with an exotic quest and a bit more going for the Season of Dawn. So, let's get started. Alright, for our Vanguard tab this week, we've got Vanguard strikes running with a Void Singe, so make sure you guys go in there. Remember, you do need to actually match the subclass element to the elemental burn, so you need to be running a Void subclass at least 3 times to finish that one up. And we do have a triple heavyweight week, so both all today, Friday, and then Monday, you're going to be able to run heavyweight and get that bonus. Anything like Hammerhead, Edge Transit, Swarm of the Raven, that type of stuff is going to be really powerful. So if you need to grind out strikes for any reason, that is definitely the way to do it. You should be nice and speedy. Nightfall, the ordeal this week is going to be Savathun's Song. So we've got Savathun's Dirge, incoming Void and aerial damage increased. Of course, you've always got match game and equipment locked, extra champions. Togetherness, base player health regen is reduced. If another player is nearby, health regen is increased. So stick together, just try not to get exploded. Barrier and unstoppable champion, so bring your modifiers on accordingly. And Fire Pit, of course. Acolytes spawn fire pools that cause damage over time. So when you kill Acolytes, don't run over where their body was. That's the big one. For your standard Nightfalls this week, the ones that are not the ordeal, and some people ask what this was, this is your way to get the exclusive drop that can come from the old school Nightfall style. The 2 new strikes don't have an exclusive drop to them, the rest of them do there. So you've got the Insight Terminus, which is going to get you the long goodbye sniper rifle. It's one I actually don't have yet, so I might actually try that one, see if it's worth it. It can come with random rolls on it, though, so I mean, you've got some decent options. You've got a rapid hit rangefinder, light mag curated roll. You've got the chance for Rampage, Outlaw, 4 times the charm. So you've got some decent options in here. Snapshot sights, it's a 90 RPM sniper rifle, so nothing that's probably going to be amazing, but also one I know some people were looking for. It's got some decent setups to it, so not a horrible one if you're grinding it out. It's got random rolls. The other one that's going to have random rolls is the Hollowed Lair Strike. You're going to be going for the Mindbender's Ambition Shotgun. Another pretty solid choice here. There's quite a few people that run this one actually quite a bit in PvP, so if you're looking for a decent shotgun, this is one place where you can grind it out. These are not match made, and you can use your challenge card to kind of change the burn and stuff like that on them. So plan accordingly. If you got a team, they can be farmed pretty well. Hollowed Lair is one of those strikes. While you can't make the boss fight go much faster because he has so many immunity phases, trying to burn through the enemies and the rest of the strike quicker if you were trying to farm this shotgun is probably your most beneficial piece to it. So Pyramidion, one more strike in here. It has the static roll, and I think it's the Silicon Neuroma. It's the sniper rifle in here. Not anything most people are sought after unless you're just going for collections, but you've got the Long Goodbye and the Mindbender's Ambition for your exclusives that you might actually want to go for this week. Of course, after Vanguard, we come over to Crucible. Iron Banner is lacking, of course, because that was last week. If you didn't get your bounties done, no need to hold on to them. They'll expire before they're done. But if you did actually hold on to those and then you're working up to 960, keep those and make your pinnacles at least count for that +2. We do have Mayhem this week, which is just a ton of fun. If you want to go in, burn off some steam, Happy New Year's, super and abilities and stuff all the time, go in there. It's a blast. It does still count for Valor, which is nice. And if you need your rotator matches for some reason completed for some powerful gear, this is about the easiest, most painless way to do it. Just go blow stuff up and have some fun. Other than that, we also have Countdown, your standard playlist. And just remember, these Rumble, Control, Elimination, and Survival are going to be all based on matchmaking that is going to be basically connection based. Not connection based. There's going to be some skill based matchmaking in these. This one down here, matches prefer connection more than anything else. So if you're goofing around, it's nice to have a mix because you're going to have Crucible, Control, Clash, Supremacy. You'll have a variety in here, but you're also going to notice that people in here are either just destroying you or you're doing the destroying. Mainly it's because it's the type of mode. It's based on connection, so skill is not weighted quite as high, so you never quite know who you're going to be matched with in here. So if you jump in Classic and you're just like, why am I having a hell of an awesome time, or I'm getting destroyed, that's why. Just a little clarification for anybody. Nothing really new in the Gambit world. Of course, your tier 2 drop. I have been told Reckoning, and apparently I need to go in here and try some of this. Reckoning armor drops apparently are quite high in the stat department, so if you are looking to try and get a decently high stat roll, don't forget about the Reckoning. It does take a little bit of grinding to get your motes and then put them in and go through the whole cycle, but apparently the drops can be pretty valuable in here. The perk isn't going to work against you, having the one that actually works for Gambit Prime, but it is going to be a set of armor that actually has a chance at some pretty high stat rolls. So if you're going for any specific builds, this could be a place for you to look on non-Iron Banner, or if you don't have any friends around for raids and stuff like that. So just another option for high level gear. Kind of forgot about this one for a while. Flashpoint this week is going to be with Miss Anna Bray on Mars. Of course, complete all your activities on Mars. And don't forget, your heroic adventure is going to be a nice little boost. To that one, it's usually about 35%. Public events on this planet are hit or miss, especially when people are running escalation protocol. So if you don't find any public events, my advice, if you really just want to burn this thing out, Core Terminus quite a few times with your heroic adventure, probably your quickest bet. All right, Guardians, in the Dreaming City, your Ascendant challenge is going to be the Keep of Honed Edges. This is going to be way up here in the top northeast corner, Harbinger Seclude. So you're going to go to Ray Sylvia, pass through here all the way to the back. It's in the very, very back. I've got a full video about this one. I'll put a link up in the top right now. So if you guys do want to look in there, I've got multiple videos on these. It's the Keep of Honed Edges. I'll put the title on screen if you have any issues, but the link I'll put up here, also down below in the description for you guys. I've done many videos on those. Hopefully one of those will find you if you're looking for one. The moon may have lost appeal for some of you guys, as Vex Offensive isn't here and more focuses on the Sundial and the grind there this season. But don't forget, you do have the Pit of Heresy, still going to give you a pinnacle drop if you got some people to run there. If you want to solo it, there's still that Triumph out there for you guys. Your story mission is in the Deep. You've got your Nightmare Hunt Insanity, Anguish, and of course Pride are your 3 for the week. For the moon, moon does actually seem pretty quiet now, but of course if you're running the Garden of Salvation raid, definitely won't be quiet in there. If we're looking at the tower, a couple things I do want to go in a bit more detail on. Of course, you know your bounties. Go and pick those up so you've got your chance for your powerful drops. Ava Levante, there's an experience grind that you can do with the bounties from her that I'm going to cover in a separate video. So stay tuned for that one. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. That video is a really good grind for experience. Boost up your season pass quickly. It's pretty easy stuff to do. Do some other stuff, go do this. Do some other stuff, go do this. So stay tuned for that video. It's not the most difficult thing, but it's one that if you're not aware of it, you could definitely miss it. So look for that video about a definitely great experience grind that you can do. Pretty easy to do, and it's during the dawning, so you got 2 more weeks on it, so you still got plenty of time. As for other things, Obelisk bounties, I want to cover those, just show you guys what the 8 of them are, a couple tips about doing all those together. And just a reminder, if you're still grinding out Polarized Fractaline, don't forget about Saint 14 sitting out here. He does have his daily bounties that you can pick up. Usually nothing crazy to do, and they're going to get you at least a little bit more. So obviously the big weeklies are going to be the biggest piece, but daily from him, especially if you're logging a little bit over the week and Happy New Year's and the weekend and stuff like that, don't forget about him. He's still got stuff going on. He might be the one giving us some quests coming up in a week or two, so stay tuned and don't forget Saint 14's out there with some dailies. Go visit that man taking care of his pigeons. Alright, Guardians, so for your Obelisk bounties, we've got quite a few that can be done together. So here's my advice. You need Pulse Rifle kills, you need 300 of them. You need Scorn, you need 300. We'll use a Pulse Rifle to kill the Scorn. Check both those at the same time. You also need 5 Lost Sectors anywhere in the system, which is pretty broad, which is nice. There's multiple uses for Lost Sectors. Use Kinetic Weapon. Rapidly defeat enemies in groups of 3 or more without taking damage. Do all 4 of these at the same time. So get a Kinetic Pulse Rifle, go figure, Bygones, which is one of the bounties that you can get from the Obelisk, and do all of these together. Where? Well, if you go to your map and you go to the Dreaming City, all you need to do is land and do a U-turn into the Bay of Drowned Wishes Lost Sector. It's Scorn, so there's your 300. Kill him with a Pulse Rifle. Kill quite a few without taking damage. And finish that Lost Sector 5 times. Done. 4 bounties cleared out right there. Should be pretty easy to do and farm, and that's half of your week. So, once you're done with these 4 with your Pulse Rifles, switch over to a Scout Rifle. Using a Scout Rifle, rapidly defeat enemies in groups of 3 or more, similar to the Kinetic. So this one also can be done at the same time, by the way. If you don't finish that one, continue with a Kinetic Scout Rifle. Adventures anywhere in the system. There are some that are easier than not, but honestly just pick 3 random adventures. Vex anywhere in the system. Likely go find an adventure that is related to Vex. So somewhere on Io or Nessus are probably decent bets, even though some of Io is going to be taken. Some of Nessus may not be Vex, but at least you'll have some bets in there. And then finally, of course, you've got patrols anywhere in the system. I did a video on patrols. If you guys do want to see that, I'll put the link up above right now as well. There's some easy patrols, but as you're running around, especially if you're on Vex, Nessus is a good planet. Run around, look at patrols that are easy. The combat ones are simple. Salvage if you're stuck in an area working on something. And you guys can usually do some of that stuff if you're not too deep into like an adventure or a mission. Some of that stuff will be up as you're roaming around the planet. So again, you've got 4 you can do together easy. Pulses, Scorn, Lost Sectors, and Kinetic Weapons. Do all those at the same time, should go pretty quick. Switch over to your Scout Rifle. Go do Adventures on Nessus. Go do Lost Sectors on, Vex anywhere. Try and make them, if possible, adventures related to Vex. And then finally, patrols while you're running around on Nessus can be done. That's a pretty good sized planet. If you don't get them all done there, probably check some places on EDZ for easy patrols as well. One other thing as well, just because you guys may have leveled your obelisks up to level 11, all 4 of them, you may be done with that already, there's still reason to farm the Fractaline. So the Fractaline that you've been earning, we all know about that one. It's going to be this stuff right here, Polarized Fractaline. Just because, don't try and take an obelisk over level 11 right now. Doesn't seem like there's going to be much of a point to it. But later on, there is actually going to be an event that's going on. It starts in February. And you'll know there's an emblem related to it. So this kind of explains it a little better. It says Restorative Light. Tracks the number of Polarized Fractaline donated. And it says the sources contribute to the Empyrean restoration effort. Now, the Empyrean Foundation is an event for the Season of Dawn that starts on like February 4th, I believe. And that's one of the last things we have on the calendar, so it's going to be related to our wrap-up of the season. Some people have like farmed thinking there might be like 5,000 that we need to donate. Well, we got a long time to earn it still, so we've got a full month coming up, so you've got time. But my advice is, again, don't stop trying to earn the Polarized Fractaline just because you've done your obelisks. Still occasionally pick up those daily bounties. They're pretty quick. When you're playing activities, if you've done all your obelisks, you'll be earning as you go. And also, don't forget when you guys go play Sundial, if you're done with all your weapon rolls, play Sundial enough where you're still getting that Polarized Fractaline from there. So, something is coming in February. We don't know what it's related to, but some people are guessing 5,000, or have seen that somewhere. I don't know, but if you have about 5,000 Polarized Fractaline, you could probably take a breather. But if not, still keep active with those bounties, trying to do as much as possible. Alright, Guardians, so featured in the store this week for silver, you've got your Shower of Gifts, you've got your Snowflake Projection, and you've also got the Amnestia S2. Now, this is one that has, shout out to Bife and any of the lore people out there. This ship has a big relation. If you guys go in here and read the lore, you may not need to buy the ship, but read the lore, because it actually talks about Aldrin. If you guys don't know who Aldrin is, he's related to the Forsaken campaign, and it kind of discusses some stuff that's going on with him. So it's good to kind of check this one out. And if you do want it for kind of the season, it's actually for sale for Bright Dust right now. It's only 2,000. It's not too bad. I know Bright Dust isn't easy to come by, but at least make sure you read the lore in there. Just get a little bit on that. The other bit of Bright Dust that we've got up here, again, the Amnestia S2 is there. Your Confectionery Shell, Speed Demon and Public Defender. It's a cool looking shell, I'll be honest. The Speed Demon's cool because all vehicles are quicker to summon. The Public Defender could be better, but you never know quite what that random mod's going to be. A couple emotes here, the Graceful Spin and the Bust a Move. You got a ship. You get the Glad Tidings ship. This is one very much related to, I think, last year's Season of Dawn. And then you've also got the Wind Chill ornament that you can get for Bright Dust for this gun right here. I don't know, it looks like pretty standard, probably not too much different. And you've also got your Snowy Entrance, Transmat effect. That one's actually pretty cool. Alright, everybody, but that is about it for the week. So we wrap this one up, so stay tuned for that video for the Ebontis. It's a good bounty grind. Nothing crazy, but I want to show it to you guys just how effective it can actually be. So thank you all. Hopefully you guys have an awesome New Year's Eve. Happy New Year to everybody if you don't catch one of my videos soon. Thank you all for coming in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Always more content coming to you. So stay tuned not to miss that. Hit the alert bell as well. And also, if you want to catch any of the other stuff I do, I'm on Twitch. I'm on Twitch a decent amount, just not a consistent schedule yet. I'm working on trying to at least post a weekly schedule going into the new year, which would be nice. And then also on Twitter as well, which is probably where you'll find that schedule. So Ebontis, everywhere you find me, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Thank you all for the support. Happy New Year. Have a great one, and I'll see you soon.